Hello, board game people. I am back in Star Trek pajama uniform because today we are going to be unboxing an expansion for Star Trek Ascendancy expansion set, The Dominion War, which was the best story arc during the Deep Space Nine canon era. I love Star Trek. I love all things Star Trek. One of the things that really got me into board games, I was into board games and tabletop games years before this, but kind of something that really solidified being a full-blown hobby enthusiast for me was the Star Trek customizable card game that Decipher put out in 1994 in reaction to Magic the Gathering. And I still have my original binder of cards. And so you'll see the USS Britain and Oksana Troy, and many cards have actually been pulled out of here to build decks over the years, but you have William Riker, and then you have some things down the road from the alternate universe, and so on and so forth. To show you all of my Star Trek customizable card game cards would take 20,000 videos, so we won't do that here. I also enjoy other Star Trek things, like I have this, wait for it, I have this Star Trek Enterprise pizza cutter, which is probably the greatest thing that exists in our world today, to be honest. But enough about that. Let's get to the table and unbox this expansion. All right, here we have the Star Trek Ascendancy, the Dominion War expansion. You do need the base game of Ascendancy to play. I've been waiting for this expansion for years. I love all things Star Trek. I love Ascendancy. And I mean, I'm just so glad they're doing this. So on the back here, we have a nice look at some of the components, and you have a full box contents list here, as well as they learn how to play a QR code right on the back. Pay attention, board game publishers, graphic designers. These are the new standards for board games. Everyone should be doing this. All right, so we open this right up, and right away we're hit with a whole rules book for the Dominion. So expansion contents right here, itemized, not illustrated. Again, learn how to play QR code, Dominion setup, command console, founder infiltrators, Dominion tactics, the Gamma Quadrant, whole bunch of stuff on the Gamma Quadrant, wormhole systems, no Dominion, Dominion without the Gamma Quadrant, so that's cool. You can have those options of playing Dominion without a Gamma Quadrant apparently. Whole bunch of stuff on the Dominion War, building nodes, fleets and star bases, alliances and allies. So there's a lot more to this expansion than just adding a new race or civilization or power. There are a lot of new rules, just like with the Borg expansion. That one was more extensive than the Vulcans or the Andorians or the Ferengi or the Cardassians or the Breen. Additional rules, uneven sides, rules conflicts. Okay, so this is going to take a while to get through. Hopefully not that long if you're already familiar with Ascendancy. So, right off the bat, we are hit with the Dominion player board. This is an interesting shape. And, the variable player powers specific to the Dominion are domination. The Dominion may not attempt cultural hegemony of a rival system. They can still use cultural hegemony to control an independent system, okay? And Ketracel White. The Dominion player may exhaust one command token to re-roll all their failed to hit rolls in a single round of combat. That's awesome and terrifying. So there we go. And like all Star Trek Ascendancy expansions, we have tons of punch boards. So we have punch boards of production nodes here and things like this, but the main things on these production punch boards are the planets, which we'll come back to in just a second. Just going to point out that under those we have punch boards of space lanes here, which punch out quite nicely. They work. You can never have too many of these. And warp tokens, don't really need to go into details here. Ascendancy tokens, production tokens, research tokens, culture tokens. So not really needing to spend any more time on that. I do want to punch out all of these planets though, but this is unique to this expansion. This world punch out, rather than just being a single disc, we have a lot going on here. So we have Bajor, planet of Bajor, and then we have DS9 here, and then we have the wormhole, and then we have, you know, the system on the other side, and on the Gamma Quadrant side of the wormhole, Idrin phenomenon, right? So if you are playing with the Gamma Quadrant, I assume placing this is required. I don't know that for sure because I haven't read the rules yet, but Bajor, place 3 warp tokens and 2 culture nodes on Bajor until a player takes control of Bajor. It has, and then all of these things. +5 weapons hit roll, 3 shields modifier, 3 hegemony resistance. And then the wormhole says, exhaust 1 command token to move a ship or fleet from one side of the wormhole to the other. So it doesn't happen for free. And then we've got Deep Space Nine here. And I assume there are some sort of rules for that. So this is actually quite cool. I really like this. I'm excited to play. And I'm actually gonna quickly punch out all of these planet tokens, toss these aside, and then we're gonna go through them. So stand by. Oh, Space Lane's coming up, that's fine. And so most Ascendancy expansions give you 10 planets. And this one gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, plus Bajor DS9 and the wormhole and things. So there's much more. You can just tell from the size of the box here that there's more going on here than in a standard Ascendancy expansion. The only exception being maybe the Borg. Okay. So let's start with the Dominion homeworld, as evidenced by the Dominion iconography on the back here, which is the Great Link, the Dominion home system. All right. Then explore Yadria 2. Unexplored. We have L5 or LS6. Is that a 5 or an S? LS6. LS6. All right. And then we're hit with Wadi. And Dominion Wreck. A Dominion player gains 2 culture tokens from braving this hazard instead of 2 research tokens. OPAC 3. Tirogren. Kallion 7. Karima. Vandros 4. We have the Camera Vortex. Any hit roll of 1 in a space combat results in the immediate destruction of the ship before any rerolls or special rolls are applied. And we have Tevlin D. And New Bajor. That didn't work out very well. And then we have Kentana. And Kirill Prime. And finally, Dosi. That's where Quark tries to make the Toolberry wine deal. It doesn't go very well. I love Deep Space Nine. All Star Trek, actually. All right, we have a space line there. So there are the planets. And now let's do the models, and we'll do the cards last. So, like all Ascendancy expansions, they give you a sufficient or generous number of, cultural and research and command tokens here, plenty to add to your collection. So, I mean, if this is your first expansion, you're definitely going to want and need these. want and need these if you have a whole bunch of other expansions. Now you have more colorful plastic. All right, so now we're hit with these. I just lost some light. Hang on one second. I'm gonna see if I can fix that a little bit. That might be a little better, just not lost some natural light. What are you gonna do? But we're looking at models, so I apologize, it's to the side there. And so you have your, right here you just have your sliders for your command board that will get punched in there, and those will be fine. But then you have your fleet stands for your 3 fleets, which is standard. You know, every race has 3 fleet options. And then you have these massive battleships. Actually, these are not battleships, these are cruisers. Dominion cruisers, but they're larger and they fit right in here. I think Dominion ship design is just great. Look at that. And then what you also get is you get 5 founder tokens. So don't exactly know what they do, but I'm sure the rules will tell you that, hopefully clearly and concisely. They're very small, but they're little shapeshifter founder tokens. And then we have the Dominion base bases here, and you do get 10 of them. I'll show you one here. Very similar, but still distinct from the Klingon bases. This nice purple. And then you get what I assume is 30 of, again, these slightly smaller Dominion attack cruisers here. And I'll show you one. Look at that. And they do have these bases here to give them some table presence. And compared to, I'm just going to do a size comparison here. The larger one is for the fleet and the smaller one is for a single ship. All right, we've done all of that. I love it. I absolutely love everything about this expansion that we've seen so far. I am a Trekkie, a Trekker, a Star Trek fan, enthusiast, nerd, geek, whatever you want to call me. I could probably identify by sight or wireframe or blueprint 50 or 60 or 100 different classes of Star Trek ship from the Federation as well as from other species. And again, I have these Star Trek pajamas, which are awesome. I also have not one, not two, not 3, but 4 boxes of beta booster or alpha booster, depending, I'm not sure, some and some, of the Star Trek customizable card game booster boxes, which maybe we'll do something with on the channel at some point, or I'm kind of like saving, I'm aging them for a special occasion, much like a fine wine. I also have this sealed booster box from the Q Continuum expansion set. I'm probably going to vacuum seal that one. And I also have this unboxed booster set of the Mirror expansion as well. Again, we'll have to do something fun with some of these on the channel at some point. I also have tons and tons of cards that I've built decks with and played over the years. It's not a very good game. It's actually a terrible game, but it is Star Trek. Let's actually take a look at some of these cards. We have the Runabout, which was kind of a cool ship, especially in DS9. We have the Type 6 Shuttlecraft, which was a terrible ship. People were getting kidnapped and destroyed all the time on this thing. We have the Romulan D'Deridex, which is probably the coolest Star Trek ship ever designed. Well, we have the Klingon homeworld Kronos. Very nice. We have Lieutenant Commander Christopher Hobson. What a speciesist jerk he was. Data really showed him who was who. We have Major Cal, which was really just physically altered Deanna Troi, and she's just being a lady boss here. Amazing. We have this REM Fatigue Hallucinations card from a terrifying Star Trek Next Generation episode. We have Ritual of the Machine from Magic the Gathering Alliances, which is not supposed to be in this deck. We have the Enterprise C from yesterday's Enterprise, an amazing TNG episode. We have the Edo Vessel from another TNG episode talking all about, moral relativism and, acceptance of other cultures and navigating all of that, Prime Directive type stuff. Wonderful. And then we have New Contact, which was the final rare card, kind of anticlimactic because it's a mission, but the final rare card I needed back in the mid-90s to complete my Alpha Edition set of Star Trek customizable card game cards. So this card is actually very important to me. Let's get back to the unboxing. I wish they had also done the Jem'Hadar fighter bug ships. I know that's not standard for this type of game, but if they'd had those models as well and had certain like swarm tactics or some additional thing, that would have been quite cool. Minor complaint, absolutely unnecessary, but would have been cool. Okay. So we have your player reference card here, the building phase and the command phase. Quite nice. You have that for your player. And then you have your 3 fleet cards, Dominion fleet cards with the blank sides here, or not specific sides here, and then on the opposite side you have Dominion Fleet 1. If this fleet has 6 or fewer ships in your recharge stage, you may spend 1 command token to build 1 ship in it. Then you have your battleship fleet. Exhaust an extra command token to move this fleet. Increase the shield modifier for this fleet by 1. If this has a tactical maneuver or retreat move of 1 sector after space battle or planetary invasion. Then strike fleet. Before either player rolls to hit in the first combat round of space battle, you may spend a command token to have all of this fleet's hit rolls automatically score a hit. All right. And then we have some trade agreements. All right. And then we have a whole bunch of exploration cards, which we will, I'm not going to read every single one because that would take forever, but feel free obviously to pause the video if you want to read specifically here. Vash. I'd hardly call the Gamma Quadrant uncivilized. Some of the cultures have histories that date back millions of years. If that's not a PSA for our world, I don't know what is. Just FYI. Arms race. Deep infiltration. Julian. That wasn't actually Julian, that was a founder impersonating Julian. Spoiler alert for Deep Space Nine. Dominion confrontation. Forced labor colony. Hidden colony. Prepare for war. The cost of war. A game of Chula. Ugh, what a terrible DS9 episode. Dosi Traders. What a funny DS9 episode in a lot of ways. Rescued Archaeologists. Secret Base. Empagnor. Oh, that was a great episode. Rebel Jem'Hadar Cell. Another amazing episode. And a lot of really cool character development for both Miles O'Brien and Julian Bashir independently, but also together. Really built their relationship in this episode. And Colomini and Alexander Siddig, or Siddig Alfiel, depending on which name he was going by at the time, had amazing on-screen chemistry. Pre-warp level 0, pre-warp level 0, pre-warp level 0, warp capable level 2, warp capable level 3, and those are the exploration cards. And then we have this massive deck of other cards. Let's open this up. And so we have Blue Alliance, Red Alliance. I have a whole bunch of, let's see, how are we gonna do this? Resistance cards, lots of resistance cards. We have Red Alliance cards. I don't know what any of this means, but I'm really excited to learn. Then we have Blue Alliance cards, and then we have Dominion advancements. Okay, let's do Dominion advancements first. Espionage, Deadly Betrayal, Vorta Commanders, Jem'Hadar Devotion, Jem'Hadar Soldiers, Ketracel White Production, Phased Polaron Beams. Star Trek weapon terms are so cool. And by cool, I mean jargony. Jem'Hadar Breeding Facilities. I want them exterminated. Well, that's not nice. Dominion Occupation, also not nice. Strategic Espionage, potentially not nice. False Orders. The Founder's Wisdom, okay. Compromised Commando. Stolen Research. Spreading Discord. And those are the Dominion advancements. Okay, so let's look at these resistance cards actually. So we've got some Spark Rebellion, Gain Supporters, Raid Supplies, Open Rebellion, got some duplicates, Act of Desperation, Liberation Fleet, Sabotage, False Orders, Fifth Column, Pass on Secrets, Outside Help, Internal Discord, Active Resistance, Government in Exile, Resistance Raid, Self-Sacrifice, The Resistance, Light of Hope, Raid Allies. So some of these you have double, or maybe, I don't know if there was a triple in there, mostly doubles and a few single cards for interesting deck ratios mechanics. And then we have these Blue and Red Alliance cards. And these just Blue Alliance cards, that's what they say. And then you have 4 Red Alliance cards. And then we have 2 decks of Blue and Red Alliance cards, which of course correspond to those other cards. So let's look at Blue Alliance first. And I'll just go through these pretty quick. Again, you can pause and read these cards at your leisure. So much going on in this particular expansion of Ascendancy. If there were ever an Ascendancy expansion to get me to bust out the game and play, this would be it. Can't we have a Borg versus Dominion miniseries? When's that come along? Come on, Paramount Plus. Do your job. Allied High Command, Counterintelligence, Defense Grid, Alliance Summit, Strategic Conference. Those are the Blue Alliance cards. And we have the Red Alliance cards. And these, I wonder if these are all the same as the Blue Alliance. And I think they actually might be. I think they might be. Yeah. And they seem to be exactly that. I'd have to do... I was giving you my witty banter rather than paying attention as I was going through all these cards. But these are either... yeah, this looks like exactly the same as the blue. I'd Alliance cards, but they are distinct in some way in the game, so we will have to discover that and do a full review at some point. That is everything that comes in Star Trek Ascendancy, the Dominion War. So there you have it, the Star Trek Ascendancy, the Dominion War expansion unboxing in a nutshell. I absolutely adore Star Trek Ascendancy. I don't love all things Star Trek. I have some issues with some of the Paramount Plus streaming shows that are out there right now, like Lower Decks. I don't love it. I would love to see a multi-season kind of expose of the Dominion and cultures in the Dominion and how life in the Dominion really works, or even Romulan culture. Are you hearing me, Paramount Plus? In any event, I do think that this expansion has earned us a couple of fingers of Romulan ale, my own concoction right here. And this is actually, I don't know if you can see this, but this is a Star Trek Enterprise D decanter right here. So let's imbibe a little bit. I'm not sure exactly what this is going to do to me, but what the hell? It's only 1 in the afternoon. Oh! It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? What the hell? Cheers. Please do drink responsibly when playing board games and piloting your starship. Treat all people and animals with deference and respect. We hope to see you on the socials and maybe, hopefully, at the board gaming table soon. Please do like, subscribe, share Corax and Coffee content with your friends. Leave a comment. We would love to hear from you. We love this community and we love all things tabletop gaming, and we love Star Trek. My command gold. Take care, all.